Good afternoon and welcome. Glad you could join us today. So let's get started talking about a quiet dinner on Go for Lunch for March 25th, 2025. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I am Roger Harmon, your host, and we are here to make your technology work for you. So today is National Pecan Day, or Pecan Day, depending on how you say it. It's a tasty little nut, nutritious and delicious, and we have a bunch of them growing down by Green Valley. So you can support the local economy, buy Green Valley pecans, and enjoy. A quiet dinner. Have you ever been in a noisy restaurant where you can't converse with the people at your table, where the background music is in the foreground? Well, there's an app to avoid that. So, just a little side note here. Why are restaurants so noisy? Well, my research indicates it's because of minimalism. So many restaurants today use an industrial design which features exposed ductwork and other structural members, hard floors, wooden walls, and lots of metal and glass. All these hard materials reflect the sound and contribute to the noisy environment that you and I don't enjoy. Hi, Chris. So the answer to that is SoundPrint. SoundPrint is an app. It does two things. Primarily, you can search for quiet venues, and you can report noisy locations. So it's crowdsourced by people like you and me, which means that we're the ones that do the sound checks and add it to the SoundPrint database so other people can learn about our research. And it is available in the iOS App Store as well as the Android Google Play Store. So it has a search component. So you can search for restaurants, nightlife, coffee and tea shops, retailers, arenas, gyms, and interestingly enough, parks and library. I mean, who doesn't hate a noisy park or a library? So the other thing it does is lets you search for quiet venues. So as you can see here on the map, we have a bunch of locations that have been checked by people like you and me, and you would just search up here, and then down below here in the second line would be where you search by category. So the way it works is you report the noisy location. You click on sound check on the app screen at the bottom center. You measure the sound level for at least 15 seconds. And then you select the menu here with the blue button. And also in the app they explain sound levels, which are measured in decibels. So a quiet environment is less than 70 decibels. A moderate hearing area is 71 to 75 decibels. Loud is 76 to 80, and very loud is more than 81. So you can also send a noise complaint to the establishment that you have tested that has a loud environment, and your name is not sent along. It's just a complaint from an anonymous person, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can let the management know that you're not happy, and if they want your business, they should do some sound conditioning. You can also see the submissions that you've made, so you can keep track of the ones that you've reported. So let's look at a little demo here. So let me unlock my iPhone with my face. There we go. So as usual, on the left we have a direct connection to the iPhone, and on the right we have a picture of the iPhone, so I can use my stylus to show you what I'm doing. So here we are in the middle of the app. So let's get back to the home screen. So the app has this little fingerprint icon. So we're going to tap on that, and we're going to come out to where we normally come out. So it normally will open up to a sound check. So let's do a sound check. So I'm going to set up some sound here on my other computer.
This vitamin, their NAD levels.
You ever notice that some restaurants are super loud? And because they're so loud, you end up talking louder, which only increases the noise. They want you to take the role. Here is a restaurant without barriers in place. The sound waves are traveling across the room, bouncing off the wall and adding to the noise. But when restaurants have sound dampening
NAD levels, as soon as they took this vitamin,
Okay, now we're going to
their mitochondria started
get
acting youthful again.
rid of the sound. There we go. And so I've made a sound check here, and you can see up here in the upper right hand corner it says the maximum sound was 82, which is in the moderate range. The average was 72. So then I would select a venue, so it shows the venues close to where I am at the moment. And if the venue is not listed here, you can see they have lots of locations. Then you simply hit the little plus sign in the upper right hand corner and you can add a venue. Another feature here is you can select a category. So they are not missing much. So they have lots of categories here. It looks like we have French or Spanish also. So you can go through these. There's lots of things. We're only in the A's here, so you can see that there are lots of categories here. So then you could put in the name, the address, city, state, zip code, phone, and then you could also turn it on the privates, which means you would only see this, not anybody else. So if you were at a friend's house, it was very noisy, and you wanted a reminder of that, but you didn't want to tell the public that, then you'd turn it on the private. So if we go back here to the sound check, then you could just click start over to get your sound level meter to 0. Here's the submissions. So when I first found out about this, the two places that came to mind that I'd been previously that were very noisy was Oregano's Pizza Bistro on Speedway and Pep and Pastry. They have two locations. This is the one on Tanque Verde, or on Grant. I guess it's on Grant. So I did a test there. So let's look at Oregano's. So I did 2 tests at Oregano's, and you see it also shows it by time of day. So here's 11 to 6, and that's when I was there. So I didn't get a reading. I think that it is more noisy in the 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. time slot, I think, here on the other one. Okay, so we go back here, you can see they do show it 25% of the time it was loud. So then I checked Prep and Pastry, and it was loud. I expected it to be very loud, but it wasn't. So down here you can see somebody has sent a noise complaint, and it has not been added to a quiet list. So you can add comments. So if we go back here, so Zinburger was next door, so I just walked through there. So this gives you a more interesting representation. Now, I don't think Zinburger, I'm pretty sure they're not open for breakfast, so this was probably while they were getting ready. So this is all employees at 70 dB from 5 a.m. to 11. And then from 11 to 6, it was 85. And then from 6 to 10, it was 91. So you can see it did get a score of very loud based on 7 sound checks. So that's basically the way it works. So I think it's a great app to have, and I encourage you to use it, share it with other people so we can get a definitive list of places we can go in Tucson to have a quiet dinner. So that brings us to questions. If you haven't already, please type your questions in the comments section. Do me a big favor and share the GoFor Gazette, which comes to your email inbox every Monday morning about 7 o'clock. And if you got a notice this time about the site may have been corrupted or something, just click on the choice that says it's okay, because it's okay. Google made some changes which prompted that little warning to come up, but it's nothing to be concerned about. I checked with the company that sends out the newsletter for me, and they said it's not a problem. We're not corrupted, or we haven't had any problems with hackers. It's simply a change in Google security. Also, good old Zoom Workplace was updated to 6.4.1. So if you haven't done that upgrade, or if it doesn't go automatically, go ahead and do that. And let me know if there's anything that you'd like to learn about. My contact information will be coming up at the end. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and ring the little bell so you'll be notified when we go live, which usually is only once a week. So let's see what you have to say here. So let me get caught up here. So Chris is a fan of pecans. Pecans. Yes, they are pecans, apparently. And Chris says single diners apparently like a noisy environment since it lessens the sense of eating alone. A good point. Ceilings were designed to reflect back sound. That's true. Excuse me. And quiet restaurants, too few people, hence lower quality of food. There you go. And Susan wants to know, where did you get these flurries, Chris? And Bob is here. Howdy, Bob. And Chris says, Susan, these came out of the post-World War II, probably in the 50s, clearly no longer apply. Okay. So restaurant chains with quiet environments don't do well. Mimi's Cafe, a fave of ours with good food and reasonable prices, closed. Oh, I remember Mimi's, and it was pretty quiet. Susan regards quiet restaurants as elegant and expensive. If they fail, maybe it's because they cost more, not because they're quiet. Good point. And Chris says, but as crowd density lessens at the end of lunch, restaurants are usually more quiet. That's true. Less people, less noise. And restaurants with bars are frequently louder from his experience, and alcohol may have a lot to do with it. In fact, in my research, that was a point that they made, is that when people start drinking, they start talking louder. And Mimi's Cafe did last for quite a long time, so maybe the sound level was not the reason it closed. Maybe the owners retired after a successful career. Well, that can happen. And Chris says could be. He's seen that before. So again, I'm on a crusade. They have actually, Soundprint has a ambassador program, which I may join, which the idea there is to promote the Soundprint sound checks on social media. So I may become a crusader for that. We'll see what happens. So I would encourage you to download that from the App Store and use it so that we can learn where we can go and eat in peace and quiet and hear the people at our table. So thank you all for joining. If you have any questions, again, things you'd like to learn, my contact information is coming up here shortly. So have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you here next Tuesday at high noon for another Go for Lunch.